y'all, it's Ashley here. So today I wanted to talk about like the 5 main topics slash tips that you should think about when you're living on your own or when you're in the process of moving out, whether that's because you're going to college or you're getting kicked out or whatever your circumstances is. These are 5 things that you should probably keep in mind when you're moving out because they really did help me a lot when I first started. I've been living on my own now for almost 4 years, and at first I was living on dorm, and then I lived in an apartment with my sister, and then I lived in my house by myself, and now I currently live with my boyfriend. And so through all those different changes, like I was constantly changing, my scenery was changing, my social circle, because every step I was hanging out with new people, I was living with different kind of people. And so these are the 5 things that really kept me grounded and helped me transition every step, every move that I made. So my first topic is to take control of your finances and learn how to budget. So financial reasons are really hard to get through when you're trying to move or trying to move out. Like paying rent, paying your car insurance, your utilities, all of that factors into where you can live, what you can do with where you're living, if you need to get another job, if you'll have time to do anything else but work, and like how if you want to commute, how that factors in, because that has to do with time and money. So for me, I first had to learn how to budget. I had to learn how to figure out how much money I was bringing in, how much money was leaving, and what I was doing with all my money that came in and what I was doing with it. So it helped me figure out that, I don't want to get into much credit card debt. I don't want to get into much car debt because at first I was in college, so it was really hard for me to work full-time and go to class full-time. I did have a couple of part-time jobs here and there, but that was my main source of income, so I had to make sure I knew what I was going to eat for the week. I knew what how my car was going to be taken care of, if I had an unexpected thing, how I was going to pay for it, and just stuff like that. So making sure you have your expenses in check and you have your budget is a great way to move without as much stress, to move with less stress. If you can, try to figure all that out before you make the move so you know how much you need to begin with. My second topic or my second tip is to learn how to be your own handyman. So it's not always going to come up, but every time something does come up that needs to be fixed, it can be really costly to have someone do it for you constantly. Like say my door back there just all of a sudden starts to get all loose and wonky. It would be so easy right now. I have a tool set, so I can just go get the tools, fix it real quick, don't even have to think about it. But if I have to pay someone to do that, or I have to borrow something from my friend, or I have to go to the store and buy a screwdriver, just one screwdriver, which can get expensive, it might make you not want to even do it anymore. To just like, oh, it's not even that big of a deal, leave it. And then after a while, the hinges start to go bad, and then my door is completely crooked, and then I have to pay for a new hinge and all that, and then it gets more expensive. So it helps to learn how to do these things yourself, or to just have a toolbox on hand. You can go to Walmart, get a toolbox, or your local grocery store, get a toolbox for like $20 and just have it in your house, and it will come in handy with making furniture or fixing little screws here and there. It can really come in handy. But for really big things like I would say plumbing or electrical, if it's a problem that you don't think a YouTube video can help you fix, get a professional, because messing with those kind of things can really get costly, because you can make a mistake. Just one slight mistake, you don't know what's going on, and now all of a sudden a $5 problem became a $1,500 problem. My third topic, or like my third tip, is to learn what your food staples are. So food, no matter if you're living at home, you're living on your own, you're living with a significant other, you need to eat. Like food is just something that you have to do. It can get extremely costly to always eat out and to always order food and use Postmates and Uber Eats all the time. It can add up a lot and really quickly too. It's a lot cheaper and better for your health in the long run if you know exactly what you're putting in your body and what works for your body and what doesn't. And that doesn't mean, go and become a 5-star Michelin chef. It just means to know what is your staples in your kitchen and to have in your cupboard or your pantry. If you live on dorm, what healthy snacks you can have on hand, because if you don't have a kitchen. Like for me personally, I have rice every week. I have to have rice. I have to have onions, bell peppers, and tomatoes. Those are things that I'm constantly eating. I constantly have in most of my dishes. So those are my staples, and it helps knowing, because rice is a non-perishable. It doesn't really expire really quickly, and so it's something that I can stock up on it when I need it, and it's in my pantry, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go out of my way to find dishes that, oh, it has to have rice, this and that. I just know push comes to shove, if I don't want to cook or I don't want to really make something really big and stuff, I have foods and dishes that I can eat. I can make it 5-10 minutes, and it's a lot easier and cheaper than going out. And it also helps to bring your grocery budget down. If you know what your staples are, you know what you're gonna get all the time, and if you already have like these items in your fridge or your pantry, it makes it easier every time you go to the grocery store. Because say you did want to try a new dish, you did want to try something new, all you have to do is pick up the little additions to the meal. You don't have to completely buy the entire backbone of the meal and try buy all this stuff that you might not even like, you might not ever use again. So it really helps with your grocery budget as well. My fourth topic that I want to talk about, and my fourth tip that helps you, is to learn how to time manage. So time management is something that not everyone just knows off the bat. They don't just know, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Okay, this time is for that, this time is for that. It's really hard to just know how you're going to delegate your time, and when unexpected things come up, especially with like finals, or you need to go into for someone's shift and this messes up your weekend plans. Like, time management is a skill that you just have to practice to get. And it really helps, especially when you're first time living alone, because you're not used to having to be in control of all of these things. Like, you're used to, this is just my experience, I don't know what you guys have been through, but for me, I was used to, we clean every single Saturday in my house. We do laundry every 2 weeks. We go grocery shopping every Sunday. So that is what I'm used to in my house. And then when I moved on my own, I didn't have someone reminding me, I didn't have anyone doing this. So when I would wake up really late on a Saturday and then just go about my business and I didn't clean, it didn't register in my mind to like, oh, make it a different day. It was like, oh, I missed a Saturday, okay, next Saturday. And so I had to learn the schedule that works for me and how to fit that into my other schedules, like with my classes or my other jobs or hanging out with friends. Because a lot of the time, I lost time hanging out with friends and family because I couldn't time manage properly. And so that is something that is really important for just making sure you're not going crazy and you're not super busy, you're not like overwhelmed with all this stuff that you have to do. If you can just delegate, especially very menial tasks, like little tasks that you're gonna do anyways, and just start with making sure you have a specific time for those things, that will help you so much in the long run. If you say every Sunday, that is when I grocery shop and meal prep, then that's just when you do it. And then you don't have to think about it, you just do it. It doesn't matter what time on Sundays, just make sure that you do it, and that will help you so much in the long run. And so my fifth topic to think about when you're moving out, or my fifth tip, is to manage your health. So your health is something that they're just used to, most people are just used to just being healthy, or to having just their personal illnesses that they deal with, and that's like, okay, other than that, I'm healthy. But some people, and so it's hard to have to put that on the front of your mind and have to think about that, but it is something that should really be proactive and just be working on it daily. When you're used to living at home and having your parents pick up your medicine for you when you're sick, they took care of you, they made sure that you got your vitamins and all that, and the meals that they prepared, that is something that you're used to, but it's not something that you had to think about. When you're living on your own, you have to do that, because when you get sick, if you have great friends and you're like on dorm and they're helping you and you're living with your friends in an apartment, it helps. But majority of the time when you get sick, you're alone. You don't have anyone to go to the store to pick up your prescription for you. You don't have someone to make you soup while you sit there in bed in pain. Like, you have to do all these things yourself, and it takes a lot of time away from you working, you in school. It takes a lot of time away from your actual daily stuff that you would do if you weren't sick. And so that's why it's best to try to combat that in the beginning before you get sick. Make sure your immune system is good, exercise regularly to get your body, moving and active. It's best when you focus on your health in the beginning so that you don't have to think about it come 3 months later. You already know, okay, so I take my green juice every day, I take my vitamins, I eat vitamin C every day. It helps when you create a habit of it, because managing your health when you're sick and you're alone can get really hard, it can get really stressful, and it can be really scary, and I just wouldn't wish that on any of you. The first time I ever got sick when I was living alone was my first semester on dorm. It was a completely new setting, a new scenery. I wasn't eating right like I knew I should have, and I just got sick, and it was just bad. I didn't have a car, so I had to walk to the CVS and fill my prescription and wait for 30 minutes, and then go to Publix across the street and buy a soup that I ended up hating the taste of it. And then I got home, had to make myself the soup, make myself the stuff. It was just a lot, and I just felt so lonely. Like, I would call my parents and I would call my family, and I'd be like, I'm so sick, and there's not much they can do for me. Like, they just, okay, you're sick, I hope you feel better. Like, I was not living close enough to home where they could have came. So these are the 5 things that really helped me when I was moving and transitioning into all the different types of living on my own, being responsible for myself and my time and my money and my energy. It really changed how I view, I don't know, how I view what's important when it comes to what I'm putting in. So, like, it really helped me view what was important into any decisions that I was making and revolving my living situation or my financial situation or my health situation. These are the things that really kept me on track. Like, if I say I got sick, I knew how much money I had in my budget to pay for medicine and all that. I knew what groceries I had in home, so if I needed to make myself anything to eat, I knew what my tasks were for the day. So if I needed to do laundry, I knew when to push it back and when to time manage. So these are the 5 things that really helped me in all of the 4 different stages of me moving and living on my own. So I really hope these habits or these topics or these tips help you in any way, or help you if you're thinking about moving out, or when you're trying to get out to college and you're getting ready to leave. I really hope this helps you in those stages of your life. If you want to hear more about it or read more on this topic, I do have a blog. I do have a website called modernmillennial.net, and on there I do have a blog where I post all of these. I post it on the blog first, and then I do post my videos, but you can check it out. I do also post like budgeting tips and healthy habits to start, and I will start with mental health videos and topics, because that does affect so much of the population, and it affects most of your life and what you do with your time and your money. So I just want to thank you for watching my video, and if you like it, don't forget to subscribe. You can check out my links or my website. It'll be in the description box below, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!